everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Andrea, continuing to crank through these. Welcome back to this back to school week. Today, it feels weird saying that because I've been filming all of these in the same day. I think I've got enough battery and memory card to get through one more video today. I thought I would talk about being organized and time management. I'm certainly not an expert, but I have learned a few things, and there's some apps that I've discovered in the past semester that really help. In terms of, I'm going to talk about some general tips, and then I'm going to get into like how I do these things. First thing, and this works whether you're an undergrad, master's, PhD, whatever. These are just for any college student. Refer to your syllabi and your course schedule. Get all of the syllabi for your different classes, all of the schedules, and on a calendar, put down all of the dates of deadlines and due dates. Get all of those important dates down. It's really important that you figure out when everything is due. And then for each project, start working backwards. Now, some classes will kind of build that in, and so they'll have dates that drafts are due, or dates that an outline is due, or something like that. But if they don't, create that for yourself. Say, okay, if the final draft is due this day, then I want to have a rough draft done by this day. I want to have an outline done by this day. I want to have the library research done by this time. And that will help you kind of figure out when you need to get stuff done. Always schedule more time in a week or a semester than you think you'll need. It's always easier to cancel a work schedule than to add one in once you get going. This is something I try to get my undergrads to understand all the time, and some of them get it and some of them don't, and they learn it eventually. But it's much better to say that you're going to do 4 drafts of a paper, and then if you end up only needing 3, then great, you've got some extra time to work on that last one. Or give yourself extra time to go to the library. Plan 3 visits to the library. If you can get it all done in 2, then great. It's easier to cancel that 3rd one than to say you're only going to give yourself 2 trips and then not get everything accomplished. Being able to work back from that work backwards and kind of fit everything in is really important. Another tip is also plan social time, plan downtime. Give yourself time each week to watch Netflix, to go exercise, to do the little things that keep you sane. This is especially important for grad students. It's so easy for us to be go, 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 go all the time, but it's really important to give ourselves time to watch Bachelor in Paradise. Sometimes I work while I do it. Sometimes I have things that are really easy and mindless and I can do it while watching mindless television. But sometimes I just zone out and watch TV. So give yourself that time. You do earn it. So make sure that you take it. It's really important to find ways of avoiding burnout, because burnout is a real thing, especially as you get further and further into college. So scheduling time for that. Also scheduling time for vacations. When a school vacation comes up, whether that's winter break, spring break, summer break. In grad school, we still have work to do, but plan part of that time. You know, winter break, yeah, I have a lot of work to do over the 4 weeks of winter break, but I still give myself like that week and a half around Christmas and New Year's off, and I don't do work. It's important to give yourself time. In the summer, yeah, I can't take a 3-month vacation, but I can give myself a week or 2 here and there to just relax, and that's really important. Prioritizing things, so what needs to be done first is really important, and having an awareness of when things are due can help you kind of prioritize that. So that can be helpful. So getting into how I organize things, I have always liked using hard copy planners, but one thing I started doing this semester is a bullet journal. So I just have a cute notebook from Ted Baker, and Every page is different. There are a million videos on YouTube about bullet journaling. The one thing I would say, my one bit of advice, and I can do a separate video on my bullet journal if you want, just start. Watch a couple of videos on like how to start, but there really are no rules. So just start one. Make up the rules as you go along. Mine is certainly not nearly as decorative as others that I've seen, although I do love using washi tape and cute post-it notes and stuff. And so this system has actually been working primarily because with bullet journaling it's about lists. It's about making lists. It's not about planning in the same way that a planner does. So I've been really liking the bullet journal. Again, if you want to know more about my bullet journal, just either ask a question down below or just let me know that you'd like to have a video on bullet journaling. I think it might be fun. I might do that at some point, but definitely let me know if you would really like me to do one. A few apps that I'm going to mention. Number one, list apps are really helpful, and there are a number. So on the iPhone, there's the Reminders app, which is really nice because you can set reminders. I also really like Wunderlist. I use that more for shopping lists. To help me organize YouTube, I've been using Google Keep, which is really cool because all of my lists, I'm going to have a bit of a glare, but you can kind of see, they all look like little notes, and then when you click on it, when you tap on it, it gives you the list, and you can write either a list or you can do a note. So it's how I've been kind of keeping track of all the YouTube stuff, my video ideas. I've got a list for video ideas. I've got, you know, for like my August favorites that I recently put up, I have a list of everything in August favorites. So that can be helpful. I think this app is great. Definitely, it's a free app, so it's worth downloading and playing around with and finding the best way to use it for you. I think you can also include like photos and voice memos. So I know I'm not using the full capability of what this app can do, but it's because I've decided this is my YouTube list app. So those are kind of the list apps that I like. Another app that I really like is one called Tide, and it's a focus keeper app. So what this app does is, and you can kind of adjust it, but I've got it set for 25-minute increments with then a 5-minute break. So every 30 minutes has a 5-minute break built into it. There's the 25 minutes of work and the 5-minute break. This has different background noises that you can have. So dusk is like just wood sounds. There's rain. There's a forest. So I don't know what dusk is. I'll have to play it. There's muse, which is just really pretty music. And then there's cafe, so like background cafe chatter, like you're sitting in Starbucks. What's dusk? Oh, it's water lapping. I like rain because we never hear rain in the desert. I do like muse, although I have music that I prefer. And I do like cafe. So it will also then keep track of all of your focus rounds. I've just really liked this one. There are a number of focus apps out there though, so look into them, find one that works for you. I'm pretty sure Tide was a free one, and has a lot of great features built in that you don't have to purchase to get access to them. It also will, I had to set something in my iPhone settings, but it will ding when my 25 minutes are done and I need to start my break, and then it will ding again to notify me that my break has ended and I get back to work. And also every 4 25-minute sessions, so every 2 hours, you get a 30-minute break. So if you set this starting at the beginning of the day, you can work through like an 8-hour day with a good number of breaks built in there for you, and it will keep track of all of that. So if you tap the button at the bottom here, it will then take you to your focus for that day. So I haven't used it, so I have 0 focuses for the day. But it'll count the number of rounds you've gone through, and the hours and the percentage of your concentration. So I'm still exploring everything this app can do, but overall I really like it. And it does help me stay focused, because I know that if I just wait for the 25 minutes to be done, I get that 5-minute break and I can check Instagram, or I can reply to someone on Twitter, or I can get up and get a drink. So it just makes the breaks a little bit more productive. And when those 30-minute breaks come around, I can have lunch, or I can make a fresh cup of coffee, or I can run out to Starbucks really quick. Sometimes the 30 minutes I take a little bit longer. You can pause sessions. I think the number of times that you pause then affects your concentration percentage. But overall, it really helps make a difference. But also simply using the timer function on your phone, saying, and this can help with other projects. So maybe you use the Focus app for keeping you focused, but maybe you use the timer to say, I'm going to spend 1 hour working on this particular project. I'm going to spend 1 hour doing reading from this book. Setting a timer kind of keeps you to that. It's very easy. This is really helpful with my teaching work, because it's so easy for me to spend hours on teaching. But if I say, okay, I've got 2 hours to grade as many papers as possible, or 1 hour to grade as many papers as possible, I find that I actually get more work done, because it's like, let me see how many I can do. But then it also gives me almost permission to stop at the end of that hour, because I've set that as the goal. And so the hour is done, and now I'm going to work on something else. So that's really helpful. One last tip, and this relates to multitasking. A lot of grad students think of it as a badge of honor to say, I'm really good at multitasking. I think there's evidence that actually proves that multitasking isn't actually very efficient, and that the brain wastes a lot of energy by switching from one task to the other. So using your timer or your Focus app to say, for an hour or for this one 25-minute session, I'm going to spend that 25 minutes answering emails. And when that 25 minutes is done, then the next focus session I'm going to spend on something else. And because you've got that 5-minute break built in, that gives your brain time to switch from one thing to the next. So that is just, to me, really important and helpful in not feeling like I have to be doing a million things at once, but that I can focus on, right now it's email, and then I'm going to read for an hour or two, and then I'm going to work on a paper, and then I'm going to grade, rather than constantly shifting back and forth between a million things. And so this is where having the lists in my bullet journal of everything I'm going to try to do that day is really helpful, and then working efficiently and methodically through that list rather than jumping around back and forth. So battery light is flashing. Those are just a few of my tips. If you have any other time management and organizational tips, please put them in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.